Deep beneath a mountain in Pennsylvania, there is a city, not a ruin, not a legend. A living, breathing, fully operational city, hidden from you. 5 office buildings, its own power plants, its own water supply, and steel doors that weigh 30 tons and can seal shut in seconds. What happens when those doors close? And you're on the outside? Because that is exactly the plan. This is not a movie. One of the most secretive facilities on American soil, and it's running. It's 1949, and America just got the worst shock in its history. The Soviets detonated their first atomic bomb. Washington, D.C., the heart of the most powerful nation on Earth, is suddenly a target. President Harry S. Truman asks one question that changes everything. What happens to this country if Washington no longer exists tomorrow? The answer comes quietly. No public announcement, no vote. Without asking you. But here's what most people don't know. Right next to Raven Rock sat Camp Ritchie, a top-secret military base that had existed since 1942. The U.S. Army had trained over 19,000 intelligence officers there during World War II. The infrastructure was already in place: the roads, the security, the cover. In January 1951, the federal government seizes over 280 acres of land in Pennsylvania. No negotiations, no drawn-out process. Just gone. Enough rock to bury all of Central Park several feet deep. Blasted out and hauled away. In just 10 months, the explosions are so powerful. Residents are thrown out of their beds at night. And the crazy part? Nobody officially knows what's being built. A curious local sneaks all the way into the tunnels before security catches him. They threatened him with everything you could imagine, a witness recalls. But why this mountain specifically? Granite provides natural shielding and structural strength. It absorbs thermal radiation. It dampens shock waves. The mountain itself is the first line of defense. And its nickname among the locals? Harry's Hole. What nobody suspected, there's a complete city inside. 5 office buildings. Inside a mountain. No daylight, no windows, no connection to the outside world. A soldier who was stationed there described it like this: "After 4 days, my handkerchief was pitch black. The ventilation never stops humming. There's no time of day, no morning, no night." And then the detail that changes everything. These buildings don't sit on the ground, they float. Every single one rests on thousands of massive steel springs. If an atomic bomb goes off outside, they absorb the shock. They survive. 2 power plants. Its own water supply, a hospital, a fire department, and a fully stocked bar. 3,000 people can live down there for 30 days straight, completely cut off from the world. And now the question every American should be asking: who are these 3,000 people? Not you. Not your family. Not your neighbors. This city was built so the government survives, while you're on the outside, and that test came sooner than anyone expected. October 1962, 13 days, the most dangerous in human history. Nuclear missiles, 90 miles off the American coastline, in Cuba. Washington, D.C. pushed to the breaking point, and deep inside the mountain in Pennsylvania, Site R runs at full capacity for the very first time. The men on the night shift stop reaching for the phone. They stare at their consoles and wait. The ventilation hums. The generators roar. Nobody speaks. Because as of October 17, 1962, Site R is no longer just a bunker. It is the brain of the American military, the place from which a nuclear strike would be ordered. Not the White House, not the president. This mountain, these men, this moment. One of the soldiers said later, "If that phone rings, the world is never the same." The phone didn't ring that time, and the world never found out. It's September 11, 2001, 8:46 in the morning, and the world changes forever.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts.
Of the Pentagon.
Now this is what it looked like.
2 towers, 1 Pentagon, a nation in shock. 3 hours after the first impact, a fleet of 5 helicopters lands on Raven Rock Mountain. No announcement, no press release. SUVs race down to the entrance. Through the tunnel, behind the steel doors, 200 people, sealed in, cut off. For the first time in the history of Site R, the doors close for real. 30 tons of steel in seconds. Outside, America is burning, and then, the moment nobody saw coming, the computers don't work. Site R, the most powerful underground command center in America, can't connect to the modern internet. Too old, too outdated, too few phone lines, no secure video link. The brain of America, blind. At the exact moment it's needed most. Outside, people are dying. Inside, silence. The Pentagon pours $80 million into Site R afterward to bring it into the 21st century. $80 million for a facility that's existed for nearly 50 years. And nobody, to this day, gives a straight answer about it. You think this is history? It isn't. Site R is running, right now, this very moment. And in March 2025, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers releases new construction plans, new fuel storage, new access roads, new upgrades. While Russia modernizes its nuclear arsenal. While China builds up its military faster than it has in decades. The world of 2026 looks terrifyingly like the world of 1949. And the American government's answer is the same as it was back then. A mountain, an underground city, steel doors that seal shut in seconds. Journalist Garrett Graff spent years investigating Site R. His conclusion, Raven Rock is the place from which America strikes back. Not the White House. Not the president. This mountain, in Pennsylvania, and deep inside, in a room nobody has ever photographed, sits a long conference table. 6 massive screens on the walls. Ready. For the moment, someone gives the order. Who sits at that table while you're on the outside? Site R is not alone. While the military leadership goes into the mountain, the president takes off. A flying command center, invisible, untouchable, Air Force One. The second secret, America is hiding from you. And that is a story of its own.